man, you can go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lies, but you come right here to get the truth. The truth. Tell them that we coming. Just tell them that we coming. Lock it in. Lock the door.
Because the game is going to send you a bill. What's up? Again, we back again for another episode of The Truce. Dada, we got a special guest here today.
Damn, I didn't know we had special people. This early?
But the special people come in various shapes, sizes, and colors, and different mentalities and spiritualities and stuff like that. But I found my homegirl, Bird. She's special. She used to be on that little short bus. Special bus. Oh, shit. Wait. I didn't mean you, Bird. I said the special short bus. I wasn't talking about you, Kamala Harris.
Rise and grind, rise
I didn't say you. I didn't say you.
Grind.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Rise and grind.
Make birds great again. Introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Rise and Grind here, Darla Jones, LLC.
Wow. Hey, you know what, Doc? You know what's different about this show? Is that we oftentimes get emails and letters of people saying, where's the femininity in this? Where's the experience? Although we do speak on behalf of the sisters, but it's nothing like hearing it directly from them personally. You know, and in this situation, we always say, like, 4 out of 5 black men or women have been in jail, right? In most cases, it's you and I up here with male, with the exception of 2 staff members who ain't never had a traffic ticket in their damn life. But 3 out of 5 black people, males, have been in prison. But on this episode, it's 2 out of 5 people, one being a female, been in prison. That's extraordinary. So, Bird, tell us your story. What's going on with you? What was your life like growing up over in the Baldwin Hills Village? By the way, we don't call it the jungle, although that's what it's named by the way of the streets. But in all actuality, it's Baldwin Hills Village. Am I correct? Mm-hmm. What was it like growing up over there?
Actually, Santa Barbara Plaza, but you know.
Okay, Miss Bourgeois.
You're fancy with it.
Huh? Yeah, she got smancy on you. You got to just ain't the Phil Donahue show.
Oh, West Side?
You ain't got to get all smancy with it. Say that again in a different vernacular. It's what?
Santa Barbara Plaza.
Oh my God, you're not supposed to talk to that. They said you were in a gang.
Who?
I'm just telling you what they said about that geographical location. According to my tax dollars, they said that everybody over there gangbang.
Oh, so that's the reason why they split up the zip code from 9008 and 90016. Oh.
That's called, what do they call that again?
Gentrification.
Gentrification. But
Gerrymandering.
They got another word with that when they separate their tax dollars from yours. You know, the different cities separate from each other, like Inglewood and South Bay. And they got a word for that. I can't
redlining.
I'll find the word for it in a minute.
Redlining or something to that effect.
But
Is that where they film Training Day at?
Yes.
Training Day. That name sounds familiar. Isn't that something that you do with, like, in colleges or something, trying to be doctors or lawyers? I'm just saying, what was the movie based on?
Thugs and cops and crooked cops.
What, didn't those thugs and other people have the potential to be doctors, lawyers, and scientists, or maybe even Kamala Harris? What do you think?
Ex-Bird, she grew up over there.
You know what? That area is known for movies, and the image that it portrays is always a negative look. But there are doctors and lawyers over there.
Wow.
There are. There's politicians that live over there.
And what's your involvement over there?
Born and raised.
Cool. So how did you manage to, first of all, for the listening audience, and with your permission, Bird has been incarcerated before. I don't want to tell you about it, but we're going to get into it in a minute to find out what it's like from her perspective. Because you always hear it from us, the listening audience. You always hear from us saying, you know, this person's been incarcerated and what our struggle is like. But without making mention of what you're incarcerated for other than being black, what was that like being a woman, and how many years did you do?
Well, this last term I did 10 and a half years.
Wait, this last term? I mean, in college?
Yeah, I graduated from the State Penn University. I'm a PhD graduate, yes.
So your undergraduate was done where?
Juvenile Hall.
And then your graduate?
State Penn University.
And then where do you plan to get your doctorate at?
I already got my PhD.
Oh, Poor, Hungry, and Desperate?
No, not even, no, not Poor, Hungry, and Desperate.
Oh, okay.
Pimping the Hustler's degree.
No.
Okay.
Sidewalk University.
Okay.
Sidewalk University,
Roman
stand
still,
up.
Roman still, Rome all day, still
Press
all
T.
day.
Rogers.
Yeah, long live T. Rogers,
Long
by
live
the way.
T.
Black Stones over there, T. Rogers, Sidewalk University, TS.
TS,
you know,
Apollo.
Bird, Apollo, Lil TS. What's the other brother name with the trucks? Louis. What's the other boy name over there? The brother that did TS's funeral.
Tone, Big Tone.
Big Tone to the bone. Yeah, we got one of y'all princesses over here. We drilling on her right now, though. So, what was it like, though, being incarcerated? Like, for that many situations involved with your life?
You know what? To be honest, I can't really. It's sad to say that it became a familiar place because I've been in it since I was in and out the system since I was 8 years old. So growing up in this system, I was already prepared for this. So I can't say yay or nay to anything like what was it like, because that's just like going outside every day for somebody that's never been in prison. They do a regular routine.
Hold on, stop for a second. So you're telling us, the listening audience, that your first encounter with incarceration was at the age of 8 years old?
Yes.
How was that? You're supposed to have been at home playing with dolls.
Well, I was at McLaren Hall, Dorothy Kirby, placements, Los Padrinos. I mean, I've been in and out the system. They used to call me a runaway slave because every time, and I didn't understand what that meant until I started educating myself on what actually prison is.
Wow. What do you think about that, Doug?
I was just looking at it, seemed like she didn't have too much supervision. Was that an issue as far as in supervision, and what was your childhood like? I mean, what was your childhood like to make you, take that turn towards, not being raised?
It wasn't like I just willingly went. I was taken.
Okay.
So
Okay, now, because this is interesting. You didn't go willingly, of course, but the environment that you was in obviously lent some credence to you as far as being able to facilitate that tour of duty, sort of say that rite of passage. But most people don't know that girls in Los Angeles in particular, and all over the United States, go through some very interesting things before incarceration. 8 years old, and then up into your adult life, you took this practice with you?
Well, let me just say this. There was a lot going on in the community at my home at the time, and then I just started off running away, and they would bring me back. Then I run away. Then they'll just say, well, you know what? We need to put you somewhere.
Well, how do birds run? And I thought birds fly.
They got an ostrich, that's a bird. Fastest, the road runner, gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Why you trying to be
Because I know
funny?
people be saying, birds be flying and whatnot. So she was flying in coop early in life, getting away from slavery. Now, at 8 years old, what are some of the things that you've seen, without going into detail, as far as in the community that you live in? Because most people think it's easy for young ladies, or they're not getting incarcerated at an alarming rate, or we're just being biased on this side and just speaking on behalf of the brothers. But you speak on behalf of a lot of the sisters that's incarcerated, and you're on the streets being active. But what is that like to be a female? Because I don't know what it's like to be a woman personally, but I know the nature of a woman as a man, being a man and giving birth to females and to nieces, having nieces and nephews.
To be very honest about it, it's like it's been so long. I'm in my 40s. And so because I've healed from the trauma, it's not like I can vaguely remember, but it was active in the 80s. It was a lot of gang violence, but the gang banging back then is something totally different than it is now. There was more unity in the gangs. There was more structure. And my homies used to tell me, if you on the block, before school ends, we DPing you. I got an education.
That was avoid that ass whooping. So
I
by
wasn't playing with
you
them.
female,
They weren't playing with me.
you had big homegirls and homeboys that would admonish you not to come on the block until after 3 o'clock. That story sounds familiar.
It's just, like I said, it's a typical condition growing up in Los Angeles during the 80s and 90s. It was a certain culture, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a
So you
different
looked
culture.
at it as more like family, so it was easy for us to get involved with that because
Right.
of family structure, especially when you come from broken home families.
Exactly.
You know, it provided, security. It provided a lot of different things. So my thing is that, coming from a woman's perspective, because I asked the question, are you a mother? Or do you have any children yourself?
Yes, I do.
So during your prison stay, you had kids when you was in prison.
Yes.
So how did that affect you as a mother and as a woman, being separated, from your children for that long?
I was really affected, but at that time, my mentality wasn't mature enough to raise children. It's one thing to be a mother, and it's another thing to be a parent. I wasn't a parent, but I was a mother. I gave birth. It's different. I wasn't there to raise my children like I want to. However, now we have a good bond. But the ones that were influential in my children's life, I thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Because had I raised them probably at that time, where my mind was at, they'd probably be gangbanging and in jail or dead. So
Would it be fair to say perhaps there's a chance that they may have been what they call orphans? I mean, you live in a very volatile, hostile life, and you could have easily, being in that gang life, been taken out or killed.
yes.
So it could have got deeper. How do you feel about incarceration? Honestly, in all honesty.
Was it necessary?
Was it necessary?
Is it
Was it necessary for you at the time, growing up in the jungles? Was it necessary do you look at incarceration as a blessing, or do you look at it as something that prohibits you from being a great person? Because there's different directions you go in living in these environments in which we live in, where the influencers are people that's not doing the right thing,
Mm-hmm.
but they're influencers because the way the whole structure and the culture is set up. So my thing is was it something? Was jail? Do you look at jail as something positive for you at the time
Yes.
that you was growing up?
Yes, because I have no co-defendants. So I was doing some things that I know that could have cost me my life. It set me down, but see, it doesn't matter where you go, especially in prison. Like, if you have a mentality to change and want something better for yourself, you'll get it. You'll get it. Some people go into prison and
When did you see that though? At what age or what stage in prison life when you start reflecting on,
this last term.
you know what I'm saying, just focusing on you and who you are today? Because you said you have an LLC. I know you do a lot of advocacy work about prison reform and helping lifers get off and out of prison. And I know
We
that
salute
you
you
was
for that, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So what inspired my passion now is the fact that I was pregnant at the time. I was wrongfully convicted. Now, although I have a checkered past, I did not commit this crime that they accused me for. And because my child was kidnapped from me, I went rogue. I separated myself from prison politics and everything that goes on in the environment, because once you get to the main yard, you know how to program and survive, because I didn't have nobody taking care of me. So I stayed focused in the law library. I started reading, educating myself. Shout out to Sister Bobby Phillips, love you to death, because she laced my boots.
Hey, what's that other sister's name that's my long distance dream girlfriend / but no, really, in all honesty, she's a wonderful human being and we want to free her as well. What's her name?
Oh,
again?
Michi.
What's her name?
Michi.
Oh, God.
Shout out to Big Beach.
What's her name again?
Sashi Day.
Oh, God. What tribe she from?
She's from 60s.
Neighborhood. Queer. Neighborhood. I love her. She's a beautiful sister incarcerated. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a good segue to two things. Last time I talked to her, she asked me to ask her taxpaying dollars to get Kamala Harris to let her out. And I chased Kamala Harris from one event to the next here in Los Angeles to put that message in her ear. Now, you had something that you said that was very interesting. And I don't know if the public caught it or not, but she said once her children was kidnapped, she went totally ballistics bonkers. The kidnapping she's talking about is when your children are incarcerated. When you're incarcerated, they get sent through the system. And unfortunately, a lot of sisters that are in the system, some of the ones that we're mentioning, they're more concerned with getting out of prison to get to their children as opposed to getting out of prison just for themselves. Because I don't think anyone has a right to incarcerate an entire family based on the mistake of one person. And the mistake is only ruled as a mistake or something wrong by your laws, your rules, and your regulations. So that's not fair.
Well,
so
she said it helped her though.
It helped her, but
Develop some skills I've never had.
How did jail become an intervention for you? If it helped you, you know what I'm saying? That's a worse way of thinking and looking at something when the option for help is being incarcerated.
Well, okay, so the hustle and bustle that goes on here, we have a different time frame. There's really nothing too much to do on the yard. You can either get in trouble, read, work out. You don't have too many options, and you're stuck in one place, and everything is brought to you. It might not be the best of everything that you like, but you still got it. And so I took the initiative to educate myself. Got my degrees. I'm a certified paralegal, and in the process became a jailhouse lawyer, getting people home, getting people reunited with their families. And then my name became known. The men's prison strike me up. Hey, got you. And so this right now, what I'm doing right now, started 10 years ago, 10 and a half years ago. So before you get out of prison, you can tell how somebody's going to act out here, because this is nothing. You just don't get out of prison and then all of a sudden you a changed person. No, you have to work on yourself internally, and change your thought process and start healing wounds that you received before you even got locked up. So that's what I did. I can't speak for everybody else.
Let me ask you a question. Do women carry knives in prison? I mean, off the record. I'm
I plead the Fifth of Hennessy.
Okay, now let me ask you another thing. On a
I plead the Fifth of Hennessy too.
On a pint of Thunderbird drink.
Cherry Kool-Aid?
On Thunderbird chicken.
Pruno, on the Pruno. Put it on the Pruno.
On the Pruno. Is survival in prison the equivalent of the men's prison or worse?
I don't know. I never been to a men's prison.
Cool. Now let me ask you another question.
Well, here's the topic then, because I know we was just talking about the latest inmate in prisons is transgenders, and you said you was talking about that, how they are putting transgenders, males.
There are roosters in the hen house.
Now become genderly fluid, become females. Mm-hmm. Now they're placed inside these women institutions, and we was talking about that. And so, tell us a little bit about that. What's your opinion? What's your opinion about that?
I promise you on God in heaven, I was going to ask that same question, but I was going to ask it like this so you can do some double thinking. What if they was to drop my little ass off in the penitentiary, sexy as I am? But that's what he really want to ask. I take my shirt. Let me just show you, ladies, if we was in prison. What would happen if I took my sexy ass and went to the penitentiary, right? And I jumped in there, I got my, don't get it twisted, baby. If your man don't look like this at 60-something, get rid of him. The nigga don't be long, no, get rid of him. You need to get rid of him, baby. Shit, he's fucking up. But Whole Foods, not Soul Food.
Are you trying to start an OnlyFans?
No. This is a fans only.
No.
I'm trying to make it.
You got to listen to what he's saying.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
He said he was dropped in. A women's prison as a transgender.
No, that's not what I'm saying, man. You translating that shit wrong. Let me translate this for you.
Oh, you gonna be a guard? You gonna be a CO?
No, I don't want to be a CO, man.
How you gonna get in?
Cause I want to be what they call it when they do the blood draw, phlebotomist.
Phlebotomist.
For the monopolist.
Right,
I want to be that nigga. I want to draw some blood so I can test it before I get in it. I got to be able to test something. You know what I'm saying? And then I ain't trying to get no sex in. I just want a couple of Tom ramen.
Oh, you finna get your cookies took.
Ooh, cookies. Now, define cookies. Is it the rolled cookies or is it the flat cookies? The only cookie I got is the cookie monster. The only cookie I got for this is the cookie. What cookie is they gonna be taking around this month? What cookie would they be taking around this?
The roll or the flat one?
Is it the rolled cookie or is it the flat cookie?
The snickerdoodle.
The snickerdoodle. No, I think I better go on and keister this and take this with me to the penitentiary. Put this in your ass and take this to the penitentiary with you. Shot that ass. But no, for real though, what would happen if put it on him. What happened if they dropped him off?
No, they didn't drop me off.
He's sick, but you just gonna be a maintenance man.
No, I don't want to be in the women's prison.
I heard they'll put a pencil in there.
Listen.
I heard they tie them sheets up. Let's keep it real in the field. I heard they take that sheet. You hear the sound effect. And then they take your ass cheek and they pull it back like this.
Play too much.
Shoot something right
much.
It's called an ass cheek spot. You fire!
They call that in the women's prison? A heat-seeking missile.
Oh, back to the real. Oh, sorry about that.
No, yeah, let's talk about the transgender in there. What's going on with that whole topic?
Well, fortunately, when I left, they were just trickling in.
Who is they? Define they.
That's the right pronoun, though. Tell us about they.
I'm still trying to get a overstanding about the community. But from what SB 132 is, which allowed the men, the transgender men that claim to be women or feel that they are women, come down to the facility. And what happens is, initially, it started off because these men were getting raped because they had a dysphoria. So they labeled the transgender under this mental health dysphoria. They were getting raped in prison, so they came down to the women's prison. However, they had to be on a hormone shot to keep them a limp noodle.
But they do that in there when they put salt water in your Peter. When we was in there, they put salt in the water. You don't never get.
And you know the women also got that same PIA food, and they start having facial hair and so forth like that.
Damn. Oh, and in Vacaville, you can get your sex changed for free.
Okay, so here's where I'm going with that. So when they classify as non-binary, they're not a man or a woman. They're just a they.
So how do they get housed?
Well, because there's only two women's prisons. Depending on the level that they came from the men's prison, that's where they go. And Chowchilla is a level 4, level 3 yard. CRW is a all yards there. So what happens is, because it's not mandated for them to take these hormones, they stop taking the shots, and then it's like 5 hens to 1 rooster.
So let me ask you a question, because
they be fighting with the transgender.
It's like the projects.
So damn. So that means, say like I got some homies right that's dead like 30, and then they ain't, because I got some homies that ain't held a set of keys in their hand in 30 years. I got homies that ain't had sex with a woman in 30 years. I know folks that haven't had a bath in 30 years because all they offer you is showers in prison. And I know some that haven't heard the sound of children's voices. But I got a plan, Doc, to get the homie some pussy. Yeah. We gonna tell him to tell his counselor in jail that he's non-binary.
Well, see, again, this.
But wait. But if he
non-binary.
Okay, I didn't go to cool. So if he fake like he been raped, right? Just fake it off. Man, somebody went up in him and they slingshotted him. Found that shitter. Get that bullseye, that shitter. So he can fake and go there and then just be.
I think there has to be a little bit more documentation, and it has to be known that he was raped in prison.
I mean, if he just say it and everybody, 3 niggas say, yeah, man, that booty was good, that's a proof, ain't it?
So, I don't know.
What about people that volunteer the booty? Is that considered something to go get over there?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But what I do know is women are being impacted behind that.
How?
Because there are some people that know how to manipulate the system and come down there for their own reasons.
Well, how's that impacting women?
Women are being pregnant. They're actually getting pregnant up in there without it being televised. They're getting abused. Because even though you're taking estrogen shots and then you stop, then that testosterone comes back in. But actually, what are you in prison for? Let's find out. So you have a lot of battered women up in there. You have a lot of women that has been abused. So while you playing with yourself, now you're starting to play with other people's life.
Emotionally. I don't know why this feels like an Oprah moment. I just want to just say, you get a car, you get a dick, you get a dick, you get a dick. I don't know why I just want to jump on the table.
So it never fails. Like when people try to do something good, there's always somebody that slithers through the cracks and mess it up.
But I mean, it is prison and it's from a criminal activity.
But it doesn't give them the right. At the end of the day, regardless of that, they're still human beings.
What do you think is the solution to that?
I really believe since there's a lot of prisons that are being closed down, use that yard, use one of them facilities for those people who have mental health issues, because that's what it's labeled under. Nobody is trained to be a therapist up in here. Hell, they need help their motherfucking self. Excuse my friend, but I'm just saying. So how do you expect somebody else to respond accordingly when they don't even know how to?
Well, on this podcast, it's called the Truce. And what we like to do is bring opposing forces together to talk about solutions. Mm-hmm. So you can take your mic today, and on this platform, if you had the opportunity to have Gavin Newsom standing right in front of that camera right there, and he's listening to you, and you have all these complaints and everything that you know about how this is impacting women's rights inside prisons, with this whole thing about mental health and transgenders and all this madness is going on. Mm-hmm. Gavin Newsom, what you think?
Well, their thing is with having the transgender individuals in a woman's facility, they don't want to be biased or they don't want to be racist, but you had a sensitive need yard. You had people separated and segregated already as it is because you knew that it was going to occur you knew what was going to occur if they stayed on the main yard. You separated them. So by throwing them all in a women's prison, do you think that those men that are coming against those women were going to be safe? There is documentation that them women piled up together and beat up somebody up in there. So you forget the women, put them in a separate facility. You're not segregated. You're not being biased against them. You just classifying them with who they associate and who they identify with. Okay, yes, if you're a male and you identify as a woman, they should be and you guys label it a mental health issue. That's what people keep forgetting. That's a dysphoria. Then be for a rehabilitative purpose, put them in their own facility with rehabilitation, therapists, groups, and everything else, and leave those women alone because they have their own issues. And it's unfair to them that they have to feel that. Nothing being against anybody who identify however they want to identify with, but fair is fair. So that's my take on it.
Like you said, it's not about identity. It's about what's right. And if it impacts other people, because we all stand up under the Constitution, we all have the will, and we have a right, to our freedoms and to our privacy. And so when you talk about rights, regardless if you're in prison or not, people still have rights. Just because they're in prison, that don't mean they don't have no rights. And so we speak to a institution or industry, whereas we as taxpayers are paying for it. And it's like, how could we be taxed and not have an impact on things that we know is not right? And so we're going to speak to, people, through this platform about things that they need to take heed to, instead of making it a private thing where you have Congress and senators and state assembly people that's making all these decisions and not taking it to the people. Yeah, we the people.
Yeah, because I literally broke my cell down to where it was red light, couldn't nobody come in there. Because I know at the end of the day, no matter how assertive and how alpha and how aggressive I am, I'm still a woman. I can't outpower no man.
Did you see any of these people when you were incarcerated?
Oh yeah, I met several of them. There was one that actually did the full transformation, no names, got the Adam's apple shaved down, got the titties, got everything. And then sometimes, if he doesn't have his makeup on, you'll see the 5 o'clock shadow, and then he'll be talking like this, and it comes back to normal. No names, good people though.
That's part of your little daily joking and clowning.
Bad. They know who it is.
You go from Cinderella to Prince to the Frog immediately.
But because you cannot stop the anatomy. You cannot.
How do they treat people of that nature medically and behind walls? That's a new situation. That's another subject, but I'm quite sure it can be quite perplexing to say the least.
I have no idea. I mean, they give them their shots, they give them their medication. They don't really interact too much. But now, there are women that's taking testosterone shots.
Wow. Now, that's interesting. How many years did you do?
10 and a half.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the size of my shoe. Well, I lied by an inch and a half.
Yeah, about three.
But I had to let the ladies think that it was 10 and a half. Just to, mind your business, man. I'm talking about my shoe, man.
Fake it till you make it,
that's
man.
A 50,
Fake it till you make it.
That's a 15, ladies, for y'all to 15, but you got to keep it moving so y'all won't see it's a 6. Incarceration of a female, what is the biggest challenge concerning your mental interpretation of where you are and what's going on around you as far as family on the streets, holidays, things of that nature? How does that affect you? Valentine's Day, how does that affect a woman? Because, you know, men really, we go through different metamorphoses around Thanksgiving, and they get to playing the OJ's family reunion, and we drinking Pruno. But how do y'all deal with missing children? Because, see, I was always taught that only a woman knows the pains of life are equal to the pains of death, because they give birth to children. But how do y'all deal with that?
Well, for me, I used to talk as much as possible on the phones, write them letters, send money. That's all I could do.
You had a job in jail?
You
had a job in jail?
So, yes, I did.
No, the reason I asked, because when I was in prison, Brothers was the last hired and the first fired behind the wall.
You mean in prison?
A nigga couldn't. Yeah, I was in prison. State, hidden universities.
No jobs in prison.
Black man,
created my own jobs.
The black man is the first person, the last person hired in prison and the first person fired. He is unemployed behind the wall. And in most instances, they got a lot of brothers that's homeless behind the wall. Am I lying?
They don't have a transients.
How is they homeless?
They got homelessness behind. Why y'all clown? Let me get my slingshot
They will
out.
pull you straight to the day room.
Listen, man.
You sleep outside.
You
can't
sleeping
even
on
come
the,
in
they got
yard.
the homeless
You can't even come
population
off
behind the
yard.
wall. Okay, they got the Uber elderly thing behind the wall, like, because a lot of prisoners are getting old behind the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to, my boy tell me they have to summons for Uber to come get you to take you to shower in the shower.
It's not a Uber. Somebody else.
They call it Uber.
Well, okay. Well, it's like we had that over there too. Somebody's in a wheelchair. Somebody would come out the unit and push.
But that's their job, right?
Right.
They get a paycheck for that.
Yeah.
So that's like out on the streets they call it caretaker, caregiver,
Yeah.
caretaker. So tell me a little bit about that Uber behind the wall when they come get you when you can't throw gang signs no more and you're like, give me a ride.
I've never experienced it, but
you've seen it.
I've seen it. Yes.
Is that really a price? Do they have a lot of elderly black people behind the wall that need help, that need to be released?
Yes, and see.
Or sickly?
There's some people that come in off the streets like that, but those women in prison that are elderly, they grew up in here. They had long sentences.
Like for what? Give me an example.
They have life sentences.
Life?
LWOPs. Because, see, a lot of people don't realize is, you know, all this tough gang banging, I ain't no snitch. Whoa. Women were considered disposable. And they kept it solid.
Through the 80s, a lot of women were sacrificed to the penal system. So would it be fair to say a lot of them are still incarcerated today?
Yes.
Like the ones that got caught with birds and pistols from the homies. You think so?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I got a sister-in-law who kept it 1,000.
So when you reading through the paperwork, you be like, nah. It be the men telling on the women.
You say you got a sister-in-law that was what?
That kept it 1,000. And she went to trial. She took it all the way. You know, they was trying to get her to rock out on my brother, and that was her husband. And she kept it all. She kept it solid. You know, you're talking about a 20-man indictment, whereas in 17 people, probably got down on 3. And I mean, she could have got down, you know, but she chose to keep it solid. She got a 20-year sentence. She served 14 off of it. Got some time back through changing of the laws and stuff like that. But you know, like she said, you know, most women keep it solid. You got a lot of these guys out here, like you say, you know, who believe that the women are disposable in certain situations. You know, they can, you know, carry the time, you know, things like that. You know, it's just, you know, it's just a part of the culture. You know, and a lot of times the guys thinking that the woman is not going to get the same equivalent of time as a man would get.
That's not
But
true.
that's not true. And it's a
at
lot of
all.
them that's behind these bars, you know what I'm saying, come to that realization, you know. So, you know, it's hands off to a lot, salutes to a lot of those women that are behind those bars. And, you know, for crime, like I said, a lot of this stuff is I look at as economic crimes. When we was growing up, it had nothing to do with our heart and really hating. Most of the incidents that we found ourselves incarcerated behind was based upon economics and survival. You know, the basic necessities that all human beings need: food, clothing, and shelter. So it's like, you know, while majority of our people are incarcerated, and you look at the motivation behind it, you know, that's why I say I believe in just, you know, giving people second chances. You know, especially when they, like you say, there's a certain maturity that you arrive at a certain age, and then that's when your conscience kicks in. But when you're a child and you being influenced by everything around you, because everything is big, you know, these are the stages in our life when we're prone to get in trouble the most. So it's important for us, you know what I'm saying, to really, you know, inform a generation beneath us, because we older. You know, there's a separation between generations and age, and you know, most kids, you know, that's 18 and above look at us like parents, and a lot of them trying to get away from their parents. You know, but it's like, you know, we have to look at that other generation that's closer to them to really, you know, guide these kids at a certain stage, so we don't have to lose so many like we're losing so many right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's women on death row. There's LWAP.
I want you to look into the camera and say that, because I want people to really hear what you have to say. Look into that camera over there and say, repeat that again.
There are women on death row. There are LWAPs.
What is an LWAP?
Life without the possibility of parole.
What does that mean?
That means that they're not going to kill you, but you're going to stay there for the rest until you die.
So what if you die and come back?
There's a possibility you could get released, but sometimes if they feel like you got some get back, they'll give you LWAP and then double life or something to that effect. They'll give you these outrageous sentences.
Let me ask you.
Why? My thing is this, because there's certain levels of prosecution and justice, and you know, sometimes when you have a person who doesn't have a black background, the court normally try them by the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Try them by the spirit, whereas you give them a slap on the wrist and all these things. But I'm just mad how certain women are being prosecuted and given so much time. Have you talked to these type of women and found out what type of women these are? Is they special type of women that the judge or the prosecutor look at and say, hey, this person right here deserves life without then double life? What type of sentence is that? Is that I'm trying to figure out what's the motive behind a lot of this prosecution and these sentencing as it relates to poor people who are just trying to, you know, enjoy the American dream.
You know, this might be on a conspiracy theory type mentality, but nothing's by design or coincidence.
I need you to look in the camera and say it, because that's very profound what you said. Repeat that so the audience can hear that.
This might be a conspiracy theorist type opinion, but nothing is by coincidence. It's by design. So when these slave captors are taking people, it's not by coincidence at all. Bloodline is real. Royalty is real.
Now, in prison, there's a lot of women, young girls that are coming in that you've seen when you were coming out. And what do you say to yourself when you see them young sisters coming off the streets now with them LWAPs and them life sentences and 30 years? Because they give them out football numbers gender-free, because this is a gender-free thing in that courtroom. You know, they have no bias when it comes to gender, when it's stretching your black ass out. But what is it like to see them young girls that you know got caught up with their homie in the car and, you know, they getting 20, 30, 40 of them woo-wops? What do you say to them, and what is their life like? And what can we do to prevent that and possibly get some of them back home to their families? Because I think it'll be a lot cheaper to send some of these little sisters to college than it would to incarcerate them. What do you think?
Well, I think the environment is going to speak to them. I don't have to speak to them. And this is the reason why I said that, like, when they try to put me in scared straight, I was a gang member. You can't scare a gang member. Somebody that's really you cannot scare them. They would have to come to their own terms and say, hey, this ain't for me. You know, you could drop a lot of seeds and wisdom to them, but it has to resonate within them and say, hey, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to do for my life. And when you're coming in as a lifer the first time, you don't want to change your life like that. You already upset and angry. So they going to participate in the politics because this is all they feel like they have left.
So here it is then. You was 8 years old, okay? So if you was your parents and you being 8, what would you have done different as a parent to prevent the 8-year-old you from going on the path that you went on until you was incarcerated? You know, as a parent, put yourself in your parent position, not as the parent, you know what I'm saying, that was there present with you, but put yourself in that position, then put yourself at an 8-year-old and tell me what you would have done different, you know, to create a different influence and, to guide them in a different way. You know, we want to talk to the, you know, because you said 8 years old, you know what I'm saying? So that's young. And so that means that we have to start watching our daughters and our kids at a certain age. And we have to be able to, I don't know what it is, you know, what we have to do, you know what I'm saying, to guide them. Well, a lot of us know what it is. It's about more parenting, restricting them. But as a parent, what you would have done different to your 8-year-old?
Well, every child is different. And I say that because as I was the youngest, and so all my siblings was older than me. And so I was left out a lot. So I would say more interaction, more love, not being overlooked. Just trying to resonate with them. But see, here's the thing. My parents didn't do what I did.
And what would that be?
What you would have did? If you got an 8-year-old daughter and you understand that when you was you living in the environment when your mother was raised, was you raised inside the environment, inside the neighborhood? When your mother was raised, or did you run to the neighborhood?
I was raised inside the neighborhood.
Okay, so let's talk to these mothers that's out here that's living in these disadvantaged, poor communities where we're dealing with all the broken homes, syndromes, and everything that's allowing our kids to fall through these cracks. Talk to those women, because now you're a little bit older, you're a little bit mature, you know the wrongs and rights. You know, talk to them young mothers that's out there that have these 8-year-old daughters and these 8-year-old sons, and, you know, that they can lose. You know,
but a lot of them don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we don't. They
you know what I'm saying?
in
a sandbox.
That's the problem.
But from what you telling us is that at 8 years old, you became a product of your own environment on the wrong side of history. So what kind of admonishment that you could give to a mother who's overlooking some of the obstacles that are in their child's way today that you went through to prevent them from going through the same thing?
Well, one thing about it, when I was growing up, the parents and the family role models was Felicia Rashad off the Bill Cosby. Family Matters. These women now, they're too busy trying to be their daughter's friend, going to the club, popping it and twerking it, giving them these false narratives and false hopes instead of being a parent. You're trying to be a buddy. There's some things that I know, because I'm dealing with my own son, that I'm not your friend. I'm your parent. I'm your mother. I'm supposed to have these boundaries with you, not be as an authoritative figure in that sense, but also show you by example what I'm doing.
All right, but let me ask you a question. Being a parent coming from 10 years and a half of incarceration, and then I find a lot of parents going through the same metamorphosis with their children when they come in and they try to build that relationship or that communication, and they start becoming a parent later on in their children's life after they've been pre-programmed or already at an adult age or not adult age when they make at an age where they make their decision. How do you not cut down the communication by not being their friend? And then what do you do to make up for lost time?
Well, I was doing this already, but an associate of mine confirmed it. The phone. See, I'll find some memes or something that's very profound that I agree with. Just send it to them.
Would it be fair to say that that's a space age way of raising children now, the phone? Because we see that going on the streets. my grandson is over there right now with an iPod, so oftentimes they're raising themselves.
The only reason why I
So,
figured
that
that
wasn't
out.
nothing slick that you said when you said like the phone, like shit, they doing that on the streets right now.
Right. The only reason why I said that because I bought it's called Get Out the Rat Race by Robert Kiyosaki. I can't pronounce his name. He wrote the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. Love it. So I actually bought the game to try to play with my son. And that's like a level up over Monopoly. Do you know they looked at me upside my head? So I'm like, okay, well, since y'all always on your phone, let me slide this to you.
So it'd be fair to say that you was doing the best you can with what you had.
With communication.
Now, this is an interesting question because here on this show we have no political positioning. We just have perspectives. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes our perspectives reflect our experiences that we've had based on the pre-warnings that we try to give to people called admonishments about beware of dog or beware of X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm wrong, but you and I both worked on the Karen Bass campaign, so there's a non-bipartisan approach to what we do collectively. Mm-hmm. We've done that collectively to help the mayor of Los Angeles get elected, in which, Miss Mayor, I haven't talked to you or seen you since, and I ain't got no EBT card. You ain't tried to reach out to us and put us in the game with the homeless situation, sanitation, and we was out there walking through the Baldwin Hills Village, the jungles, dangerous neighborhoods, knocking at doors at people that we thought were black constituents, and we knocked at the door, it was all gentrified. So Karen Bass, if you out there, sis, holler at us, man, because we got our thumb on the pulse of the streets, but we never heard back from you. But hopefully you'll get up with us soon. But I assume that you vote Democratic based on tradition, based on identity politics. I'm just asking.
Being poor.
Yeah.
Just because we're poor, we're Democrats.
Okay.
My thing is, F the Democrats, F the Republicans. What's right and right and what's wrong is wrong.
So would it be fair?
I'm a Libra.
Okay.
I'm a
Well,
libertarian.
balance your scales out on this. Libra.
Okay.
Libertarian.
A libertarian or Libra?
You know, the
I'm a
libertarians are
You're a
often...
Libra or liberal?
I'm a liberal. Yes.
You're a liberal? Mm-hmm. Them the worst ones.
So, if your views reflect that of Cam Dog, I mean, what's his name? Cam. What's the vice president's name?
Cammy
Cammy
Harris.
Sister Kamala Harris, KH, 102.5 FM. She likes incarcerating black women. As a matter of fact, I know some black women that are still incarcerated because of her. But you seem to lean towards identity politics when it comes to, you know, a black woman in power having a personification where you could identify with it, which rightfully so. If it was the right selection, it doesn't have to be based on complexion. It has to be the right selection. But how do you agree or disagree with her politics concerning incarceration, family? She promotes abortions. This is just what we hear. The rights of others, but I haven't heard her say anything about giving black people a dime, and I've never really seen her stand with no black men. And by the way, California,
No black agenda, no black vote.
thank you, but California
Hashtag.
and California hasn't voted in a black senator in 52 years, a black male senator. So your friend's incarcerating females. She didn't take the girl that was caught in Malibu dead, found dead.
She said she did 10 years, so she would have to be in it when Kamala Harris
Was attorney
I seen Kamala Harris in Chowchilla. This was like in 2016,
What was she talking about?
17. She just gave me.
Isn't that a concert?
No, that's CCWF.
Oh, I thought that
Where
was
we're
a concert.
protesting at August 19th in regards to the inhumane treatment and the death.
So what was it like knowing that Kamala Harris was
She
a black
looked at me-
woman,
She
Indian woman?
looked at me like I had shit on my face.
Why?
Because
Was she fighting for law? They said she's about reform. That means she's supposed to came in here to
she
make
might
sure
have
you
looked at
guys
me
got
like,
out
why are
early.
you here? Because she doesn't have nothing. I've never came across her path.
Is she black?
What was to talk about her
She's
inside
colored.
the
She darker than me. Shit.
So when she came, how many sisters did she let go?
I don't know that. But what I can tell you this, while y'all trying to like put me in some type of like Pringle.
No, we just reading by your text. We going by what you posted. You
Oh yeah. Okay, so let me say
Let
this.
the record reflect
Where's that change of heart come
We're only
from?
factual on this show.
Well,
so
hold
don't try to
on.
make it look like we trying to put you in Kamala. You wrote that.
I
You
sure
text
did.
that.
I sure did.
I'm asking
What made you change your heart?
I didn't change my heart.
You
So
still
why
was
did you
with her while you
post-
was incarcerated?
Huh?
Was you with her policies while you was
Yes, I
incarcerated?
was. But here's something that needs to be clear. Okay?
Yeah.
Despite her titles, despite her roles and how in our opinions about what she's done, she do her job.
And what is her job?
Whether it's right or wrong in our opinion. Whatever title she done moved up in, she did her job.
Okay, Dada, I have a question for her. Do you mind if I ask her?
Go ahead.
So would it be fair to say that most of her constituents, including yourself, I assume that you're one of her constituents.
Don't make her ass.
No, I'm not.
That's what
Is it
assume
fair to say that the world is really, while the majority of America is unemployed, that we're really fighting to get someone a job other than ourselves? It's like we're voting to get someone a high-powered job with dental, medical,
It wasn't her job. She was the head. She wasn't an employee. She was over.
Okay, so
Don't
She
use
was
the
the-
word
Hold
head and Kamala
she
at the
was
same
she
time.
was in
That's why I used it.
leadership.
I just said don't
she
use,
was in
hold on.
leadership.
She gave head to get a head.
You said she was a
I
head.
never said that, but listen, she was in leadership.
Shouts out to Sweet
so
Willie
she
Brown.
has constituents
Who was she
underneath.
leading? Who was the leadership over?
Okay, so you're talking about the prosecution, right?
Yeah.
Her being a
What was
prosecutor.
her vision
Listen,
As the
are you gonna let me speak
Attorney
or are you
General?
gonna interject?
for the state of California? What was her vision?
I know my vision was the
I said
iron
her
fist.
vision.
So okay, so then you need to ask her.
No, you was incarcerated. You should have heard
Okay,
about
so
it.
wait a minute. Here's the thing. Just because she's the attorney general, she has other people, deputy attorney generals,
That
that
has
are
nothing to
prosecuting
do with shit
people.
rolling downhill. Why do you support someone?
And everything
Why do you
else.
support someone who incarcerates?
I'm not supporting her per se.
What are you supporting, per se?
I'm supporting the fact that she is in an executive position.
Who said so?
To do what?
Huh?
To do what?
Execute? What?
To reiterate with Congress their policy and procedure that you guys are going
Is she
against.
above Congress or beneath Congress?
So regardless if Trump get into office or Kamala, they're still reiterating what Congress
It
is
don't-
talking
it don't
about.
matter to me. I'ma
So
run
if
slow and
anything,
fast.
while everybody's trying to go against Trump or Kamala, you need to be looking at Congress, the ones that's in the shadows that's doing these policies and making things into law.
I think you're wrong.
I think, okay.
You know why? Because
So we should talk to Maxine Waters.
Anything in policy and procedure, they are just there to reiterate. They are spokesperson.
We
What
get
about
that.
Maxine Waters?
we
What
get
about
that.
Maxine?
Should we talk to her about what we're talking about?
So you need to talk to the charter of Watts. You need to talk to the charter of Los
That's my
Angeles.
point.
Who is that? Who is the Charter of Los Angeles? Who run
Y'all
that?
doing all this research and not researching the right things.
No, this is something new to me. I'm getting new information from you. You was in the inside, so you know exactly who to. Give me their first name and last name, and I'll have 10 men
I'm
pull
not
up
going
on
to do
them.
your work for you.
First of all, let me say this.
Wow.
Can I tell you this in all honesty? Those glasses are quite becoming. They're really nice. But you didn't get them from the inmate infirmary.
No, I didn't get these from PIA Optical. No, I got these. These are Coach.
No, for real, those glasses are really fly. They
Okay.
they give you that studious look. They don't look like you've been to prison. You must be a chameleon like Kamala. Kamala the chameleon.
No, I'm Darla.
Darla.
Donald Jones.
What I've been through
Yeah,
in
let's see.
life,
What was your gangbang name? Like, well, your dwelling in the community name.
you just called it. What my name?
Darla?
Fatima?
Fatima?
No, that's my
Muslima?
Muslim name.
Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Walaikum
Hey,
assalam.
by the way, she loved me so much. Show him your tattoo on your arm.
No, that's my son. Don't be-
Wait, hurry up. Wait, hurry up. Show him your tattoo. Let me show it to y'all. Yeah. So for all you ladies out there that want one, you know, it ain't gonna, don't be mad. Wait, not Matthew 20. Now, don't try to hide it. You see what they say? Yeah, the Mali. Cairo, on a, yeah. Yeah, you see that? Yeah. Yeah, what that Mali on your arm stand for, though?
So I had to like get in the mic to let you guys know that it's not. It's not these executives that's in position that you see as spokespeople. It's Congress.
That's a parole violation.
That's all right. I'm scrapping. I'll take these glasses off.
That's stealing. You can get parole violated.
It's not stealing when I did it in
According
your
to
face.
Kamala, you just touched me and injured
So
me.
again, it's Congress that you guys need to go against. You got to start pushing policy. You got to start pushing things into legislation
Why
to
do
get
you
voted
separate
in.
yourself from us? You said you guys. And
Because
that.
I'm not the only one. You're not finna give me carpal tunnel stress syndrome
You
for
say
writing
we.
everything.
You're supposed to say we.
Yeah, speak collectively. Black
I'm
woman.
speaking to each and every individual that's out there that's
We
looking.
have to do what?
We?
Yeah, as a whole. We poor people.
You just gave us instructions.
So
Most of us don't read either, so you have to tell
I
us
speak
what to
in
do.
I statements, and if it resonates with you, because we don't need to do a motherfucking thing.
Oh,
There you go. There you
The
go.
father,
So
the son,
you got to do it for yourself.
all the Christian just came out you.
I'm just saying, no, it's not about we. It's about what you feel is right and what you feel is wrong. Because we as a collective, there's some people that are weak links. So we don't need weak links.
I think.
And if you guys are on the same mind frame as everybody else that is trying to push for change, redemption, and reform, get your pen and paper together and start pushing up to the Capitol, Sacramento, Washington, D.C., go to the Congress and start pushing policy. The people that's in these seats are supposed to represent the people.
Okay, let me ask you a question, because I wrote Congress the other day, right? I sent them an email. I was at the library because I ain't got Wi-Fi in my house. So I had to go to the library and get it. People are complaining that certain individual groups are getting an absorbent amount of cash for food stamps, $23,000 a month, whereas some of the veterans from our society under Kamala Harris is getting $23 a month. My EBT card is like, what's my EBT card?
150.
What's your EBT card?
150.
You got EBT card?
I wish. I'm looking for some food stamps now. Who's selling
How you
them?
gonna be looking for food stamps on the
Because-
Truce show?
Do you
They
know
don't even have food stamps no more. They don't call them stamps no more.
the EBT, the Eat Better Today?
No, BET.
I need some
Better
Eat
eat
Better
tomorrow.
Today, because you could get a whole thing of shrimp, everything, some chicken, barbecue and every day. I need some EBT. Where?
Now, Kamala coming, she gonna get it for you.
That's okay.
No, in all seriousness, I want to ask you one more question before we get up off you, because you're the first female that we had that came in here and jumped on us. So we had to get you back. Remember you grabbed me in my car?
That's okay. I'm with it.
So me and my homeboy right here, the live homie.
Oh, he let you look. But see,
Yeah,
look, you
live
see how he
homie.
left? He pushed himself all
That's
the way
all
to
right.
the back,
Live
though.
homie. Oh!
No, this is my
So
brothers right here.
What you think about this whole thing about these women now don't want to be identified as women? Is that you're a part of that?
No, I'm a woman. I bleed every month. I'm
You
a
can't
woman.
say that now. You can't say you're a woman.
I was born a woman. Got
That's a noun.
What about the rest of the women who now?
Was that a pronoun?
excuse me.
Noun.
I am identified as a female. Now, whatever hat you put on, lady, woman, what other diva, boss, ratchet, hood rat, whatever label that you choose to acknowledge, bitch, whatever label that you choose to acknowledge, that's on you. But what I acknowledge and I stand on is I am a child of God. I
How is
am
that?
daughter of the Most High. So there's no other label besides that I will recognize.
So do you support their movement?
Do I
A
support
woman's
women?
right to not to want to be identified as a woman no more.
Do you see whatever you see me supporting that I publicize? That's what I support.
Okay. What's your opinion about it though?
What's my opinion? It's an asshole. Everybody got one.
What's your asshole about the women who don't want to call themselves women no more?
That's
What's
on
your asshole?
them.
What your asshole say about it?
Listen, when I walked into prison, I walked in there by myself. When
No,
I
you
left,
Okay, here it is. Here it
I
is.
walked out by
Okay, here it
myself.
is.
When I die,
Okay, do you
I'ma
think
be in that
do you think it's a
grave
bunch of
by
shit?
myself.
Do you think it's a bunch of shit that need to be flushed, or do you think we should let the shit run it forward?
That goes towards those whoever's living that lifestyle.
The women are,
No. That person is.
but she represents you.
So you're stereotyping who? I represent me. Don't nobody speak for me.
You just said Kamala.
Who rep what?
You said Kamala was the executive.
Yeah, I thought Kamala was the executive.
No, I'm just saying. I said Trump or Kamala, whoever gets voted in, because at this point, nobody else is running for presidency.
So you got your Chucks and Pearls.
Do I have my Chucks and Pearls?
So you got your pair of Chucks and Pearls. You're going for Kamala.
Who said that?
You know what I want to do? Convince me in 3 seconds to vote for Kamala. Go.
Why would I do that? I'm not on her campaign trail.
You didn't make it. See? See how fast you did that? Do it again.
What?
Convince me to vote Kamala.
I said, why would I do that? I'm not finna convince you to do. You know what's right and right and what's
That was
wrong
perfect.
is wrong.
She follows the instructions well.
Oh, yeah.
Do that again. Convince me not to vote for Kamala.
Why would I do that?
Damn! That's my nigga. 3 times to the top.
One more, come on. Ah, come on, there you go.
That's my partner. I love you.
What do you do? I wouldn't convince nobody not to vote for her or vote for her.
But if you
Because
lead by example, that's a way of convincing people. If you lead by example and you say that she's an executive and we have to go through
I said any position that she went to, that she leveled up in her ranks, she smashed it. That's why she was able to elevate.
Smashed it? Wait, define that because in
Okay.
prison, smashed on the street,
Okay,
smashed
well,
means
meaning that she.
Wop, wop, wop,
Hold
wop,
on,
wop,
you
wop,
making me
wop.
take. You making no. You right.
69.
60, now change the vernacular. Did she smash her way to the top?
She worked her way up through the ranks.
How did she work?
I don't know.
That's the word.
I don't know.
How did she work?
I wasn't there with her. I didn't say. I don't know Kamala from the.
So being in a gang as a female, not from your community, but from any community you pick, do that.
How do you work yourself? Wait, how do you work yourself?
You put in work.
In the ranks in the hood?
And yeah, and if you get fucked on, that'll nobody respect you. Who are you? You just a fuck. But you gotta put in work.
That's putting in work.
Just because you related to somebody don't mean, they just might, that's just, that's the
Hold on,
homie.
stop. That's
But-
putting in work.
What?
Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees.
No, that's no.
That's not work.
No.
Twerking is not twerking and not working.
That's an
together.
exercise that people do.
A lot of women twerking don't work. So what they want? You want to work or you want to twerk?
I don't know, but I ain't them kind.
You're a very beautiful sister. Can you look into the audience out there and tell one of the millionaires to send you a ring so we can marry you off and get you out of our way? me and the whole tired of your ass. Anybody out there that need a sister that been to prison, she don't steal, she's believing God. Look in the camera right there, because I'm
I
finna.
don't know, because you're not finna put
I'm finna
me
give
on
you a
Postmates. No,
I'm finna-
that's what we not
no,
finna do.
no. I need a rich Muslim dude that live by the code. Cause I'm trying to get me a new car.
You see how you trying to put me off? No,
No, I'm just trying to get you married off.
I don't need
Because
your
they
help.
say that most divorces.
I mean,
are-
what you, Mawali? Is that what you trying to be?
Who?
Mawali?
What is that?
Oh, okay.
That's some Muslim stuff.
Oh, that's some Muslim stuff?
Do you think if I was just, let me ask you one most stupid question, then you can ask me some questions. How fast you think I'd get whooped on in a woman's prison?
Quick, because your mouth.
I don't think
They'll probably pack you out quick.
I need to commit a crime right now because
They'll
my
take
mouth.
your
What, they gonna whoop on me from
your
not eating
chocolate
pussy?
milk.
You didn't eat the pussy right. That's what they gonna be from talking. So what am I? What I'm just saying though. One more time. What? Let's ask that question again. What you think would happen if I went to prison? You think I'd get whooped on?
I think what you'll be doing is trying to create peace on the yard
With who?
with the COs and the inmates.
Oh, so you just gonna make me a?
We're gonna have a podcast on the yard.
Oh, that was real funny. So you gonna make me a trustee?
No, I ain't gonna make
What
you
they call the one that
trustee.
come get this shit when they be walking down the tier? What they call that fool again? Not the
The KP,
not the K. They got another name for him.
the MAC member.
Mac member. What's up with the Mac member? That nigga be one block short of being a police officer. So if you ever want to get sent to the hole or get snitched on, fuck with one of the Mac members. I call that the Inmate Enforcement Bureau. The IEF, the IEB, Inmate Enforcement Bureau. Yeah. They got the Inmate Enforcement Bureau behind the wall like the FBI. Now most of them was Max when I was growing up. Max was really Max. How y'all doing today?
What's up?
All right, how y'all doing?
Oh, look at here.
Oh wow, they come in with a dog and everything. That's beautiful, man. Hey, little puppy, come over here and make yourself known. Hey, so, Bird, you know, we had fun sitting here talking to you.
Yeah, they be trying. You see how they was trying to bully me and stuff? I had to take off my earrings.
You can't be using words like that on our show, bully.
Bully?
That'll get us a strike, and,
Oh, well, they were trying to push me against the wall, but I came out windmilling.
So, wait. So, just say what she just said. We trying to bully and we try to push against the wall. So, how would the inmates take you if you told the CO that behind the wall? That we tried to bully you and push you up against the wall? How would they take that?
I don't know, because I don't tell them that.
What about the Inmate Enforcement Bureau? How do you think the IEB?
See,
I'm just saying, the IEB is real. You got the pastors in there. Because if you want to find Jesus, go behind the wall. Jesus is definitely behind the wall. But everybody religious. Would that be fair to say?
I don't know.
Did they have Ramadan behind the wall?
Yes, they did.
Did they have hijabs?
Yes, they did.
They had real Ramadan fasting? Like they got a Muslim female population?
Yes.
But do like the female Crips and Bloods just for that month become Muslim because they know they want to come get some food at the masjid?
Oh, the imam is not allowing that.
You have to be Muslim?
If you're not going to the services, period, don't wait till Ramadan and you try to get a box.
What can you say to sisters out that's going through a crisis right now behind the wall, and you're their spokesperson right now, and you know exactly what time is it about right now, Doc?
Chow time.
Oh, yard recall?
It's chow time. What time
No,
is
it
it?
is. It's 6 o'clock. It's yard unlocked. Main yard open.
What does my yard unlock mean?
That means that everybody go out they cell or go out the unit to the main yard.
So if I pull up right now with my jewel, let me get my jewels out. If I pull up right now into the yard with my jewels on.
We just had a yard recall event. It was all the lifers and the long-termers. That was
on the streets?
On the streets.
And it was called
Saturday.
what?
It was called yard recall for all the lifers and the long-termers. Because see, here's the thing. Because we have nobody else, we start loving each other. I don't care if he was a Blood or a Crip,
go back.
a North Day.
Y'all had a spread on the streets.
We had some real food on the street.
We didn't have like top ramen and sardines?
No, we didn't have that.
So y'all had female lifers and incarcerated females on the
and
street?
males that was up there.
But tell me about the part with the females. What was that like?
They're more close to me as a family than my own.
Crips and Blood females? Mm-hmm. And what's the longest stretch one of them dead?
Life. They were lifers.
How many lifers are there on the streets?
Well, they were found suitable. Rehabilitation.
Like how many years did they do, technically speaking?
Shoot, longer than I. There's some women that's coming home from after 40 years. 36 years.
I think you told me something.
You was in there, I know when you first got out, you was housed at one of those facilities that Scott Bucknick controlling on, right?
Scott Bucknick, it's called Anti-Recidivism Coalition. It was at CIW, yeah.
And I remember you was roomed up with this older lady. She had to be anywhere like 70-something years old.
Oh, you talking about when I came home?
Yeah, when you came home.
Oh yeah, Doris, Mama Doris. Oh,
yeah, you put her on the phone with her before.
Old Jewish lady. Loved her to death. She's like 80-something years old.
Is she still alive?
Yes, she got her own place. She's doing good.
How many years did she do in there?
She was like 38 years.
You don't normally see Jewish people behind the wall.
She took the blame for her son.
Wow. What did he do?
So, yeah, she out. She living life.
Damn. Next on TNT, the Truce. He took the life. Sounds like something took some Jewish lightning somewhere and he didn't want to tell. But I understand.
But see, that goes to talk about how mothers are protecting over their kids. She took the fall for her son.
Get down, sister. Shalom on that one. Let's give her Shalom. Yeah, the Women's Jewish Defense League took a blow for her son. How many years did she do?
Like 30-something years.
His ass would have been in jail. 30 years? I'd have seen him when he got out of college. I just want to conclude by saying I think it's been an interesting show.
Yes.
Got a lot of information out. You were quite upfront with your answers. I enjoyed pulling it out you. I want Darla to make sure that our car ain't stolen outside or nothing because she just got out of prison.
That don't mean nothing.
She wasn't a car thief.
I'm not a car
She was
thief.
a robber. She was a jacker.
I'm not a robber.
There's only one thing left after robbing and stealing.
187 on the undercover cow.
I'm neither of those things, but that shaped me to who I am today. I don't take no shit from nobody.
We seen that when you came in. You grabbed
And
my collar.
what I mean by that is, if it's wrong, I'm going to speak on it. I don't care who it is. And I'm going to fight you nail to tooth to get some things changed, especially in this government structure. So stay tuned. I'm coming. And I have a whole legion with me. We not playing no games about, if you say one thing, I'm big on it, don't be a hypocrite. If you tell us that we cannot do something and you turn around and do it and then you want to point the finger at us, we coming.
And you know what's funny? I think I asked her, what's the other little sister's name from 60s that's incarcerated? God bless her.
Michi.
Michi. Where she's located?
I think she's back up in Chowchilla.
Free Michi. But I think it was either you or Michi that I was like asking about some females when they getting out of jail. And you said something that was quite profound. You said, oh, Malik, you just trying to get some born again pussy. What does born again pussy mean?
I mean, that thing ain't been touched. That thing reborn
so
again.
if I go stand in front of the prison right now, they got born again pussy coming out?
Meaning that, after 7 years, bankruptcy laws, everything is anew.
So, oh, no shit. So if I go stand in front of prison every 7 years, I can be a born again Christian?
No, I wasn't no born again Christian. That's not what the topic was.
So the ass be so tight, it's like squeezing a wet poodle through a keyhole.
Lord.
Oh, shit. Well, thank you very much. 'Cause I'm finna go hunt me down some born again pussy. Because a lot of these bros out here need a vaginal reconstruction. Some of them shouldn't get BDLs. They should get vaginal reconstruction.
They should get a brain.
They don't sell those.
They need to. They need to put that on the market.
Oh. Well.
Educate yourself. Start reading. Because education is free.
Books Over Bullets. Shouts out.
Education
Dr.
is
Kyrie.
free.
Now, a lot of people.
Books Over Bullets.
Books Over Bullets, baby, Kyrie. A lot of people say that, unfortunately, they call out black women the ones that rightfully take the title on their own, and some that get it unauthorized, thoughts. And I call a lot of brothers T-knots. Would that be fair? Like a thought is somebody that's loose or whatever, but a T-knot is, to us, the acronym stands for that nigga over there. Would that be fair?
You know what? I
like Megan Thee Stallion. What category would you put Megan in? Thought, born again.
Somebody that's getting her money. Because sex been selling since Jesus was walking. It was Mary Magdalene was a hoe, wasn't she?
Cairo on a
I'm just saying. But see, what you fail to realize
Cairo,
is
come here, Cairo.
those people,
come here, Cairo.
those gangsters, those hoes, those robbers were the most profound individuals.
Come here,
sugar.
Tell her, we only hug for pay. Come here.
Please.
What do you think about the world today?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Well, what do you think about this conversation we had?
I don't know.
What do you think about on a... Later, player.
Bye, Cairo.
Cairo. Rich hoes only, man. That's it, man. Learn young. Buddy.
So, like I was saying before, he trying to corrupt this baby right here.
He ain't corrupt. America corrupted him. I'm just correction. It's the difference between corruption and correction.
Okay, well, those people, those characters in the Bible were deemed to be the most profound individuals. Mary Magdalene, Paul that turned Saul to turn Paul, whatever the guy's name was. Those characters, God utilized those people.
I don't think God used those characters as much as he used the character that was in Menace to Society and Monster Cody's book. And I think them characters are a little more important. Right?
But they're relatable to those dogmas. You see what I'm saying? They show that he don't come for the righteous. He come for the underdogs.
Who was that?
Who was they?
Huh?
Who are you talking about?
Well, God doesn't come for the righteous people that think they're uppity. He's always coming for the underdogs.
Is that the killers?
The killers.
God's coming for the killers.
God was a killer. He was taking out nations. One whop. People overlooked that.
You did?
Shoo. Polo Tank Tank.
Once again, the Truce podcast. Our first female host.
Rise and grind, y'all.
Don't get it twisted. That's really my little sister, Darla. Don't get it twisted. I love her for real, like good weed and bank robbery money. But if it was up to me, because her street name is what?
Bird.
And what we used to do to birds when we was little?
What?
Make OG's great. Get rid of Kamala.
Man, you can go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lies, but you come right here to get the truth. The truth. Tell them that we coming. Just tell them that we coming. Lock it in. Lock the door.
Because the game is going to send you a bill.